shit, son.
Hello, everybody, and this is episode 2 of Video Games versus the Media.
Oh, you're not even gonna say your favorite phrase?
What?
Episode 2.
Electric Boogaloo, I'm
There
sorry,
you go.
I forgot.
Gosh.
I can't believe I forgot.
And you are?
I am Jonathan the Box Jew. Ranger?
I guess my nickname is Alex Zero Horwitz.
Shit. I'm just
Tyler Shit
It's Tiller.
Aries.
Tiller. Tyler Tiller Ayers, I guess, is the best way to describe my nickname.
Your nickname?
My nickname.
Okay.
Not my nickname.
So, as we left off last time, we talked about movies and video games coexisting and other things on that
Mashing
nature.
together,
Yes, having vigorous sex.
making little ugly
But now,
babies.
in the second episode, we're going to be talking about music and television, because if we did separate episodes for these, we would not get very far. There's just not enough.
Rip.
But anyways, let's start with our first topic and how video games are generally used in television shows.
Right. Other than the news, right?
Yeah, other than
Filler.
news, we're not talking about news.
I would say filler.
They are 100% filler half the time.
Usually-
filler, never like very involved in it. They're either just appearance on a television,
Yep.
or they're used for like brief periods of transition.
Like, I saw a Facebook clip. It was Big Bang Theory, and it was Sheldon talking to his girlfriend about how to pick between the Xbox One and the PS4. And you can tell, because the credits are still rolling at the bottom, like, oh, introducing the show. So you can tell it's just like a introduction of the show, the episode, and then they're going to go do the main thing. So it's just something to occupy your time while the credits are scrolling, and then they go into the main content. So they're not really a big part of TV that I've seen,
Although
personally.
there are some, maybe not recently, but there are some instances of video games being more involved in the episode, as in like in the Simpsons, in very early, like season 1 or 2, where Homer becomes essentially obsessed with beating Bart in a boxing game,
Right.
and like that's really like a big part of the episode, because it's essentially Homer learning that, hey, this isn't all I need. I need to take care of my daughter because I'm an asshole.
Exactly.
But-
Well, I'm surprised he actually learned a lesson.
Well, I mean, this is early Simpsons. This is
Okay.
early Simpsons.
Well, you can also look, like, recently, there's an episode of Big Bang where Penny gets absolutely obsessed with an online game. I believe it's World of Warcraft, or it's something like that.
Oh,
And
yeah, I know
Sheldon
that.
introduces her to it, and she becomes, like, she does not leave her house. She wears only sweatpants. She eats, like, the most disgusting foods, and she's like, I'm never leaving. So Sheldon tries to make her a dating website, like a dating page, to get her to get out, because he's like, because she was consistently bothering him about, oh, what do I do here? What do I do here? What's the best strategies? And he's like, you need to stop. I mean, then there's also an episode of South Park, entirely for the most part about World of Warcraft,
Oh, yep.
and because they're like, oh, we're gonna go in and we're gonna have a great time, and then they get killed by somebody
A troll.
who keeps just killing them over and over again. So they get their dad to go get the most powerful weapon ever in World of Warcraft from the CEOs to kill this guy, and he brings it to him on a flash drive. It's a fantastic episode.
So good. Very good.
I mean, even back in the early '90s, like your favorite show.
Seinfeld.
There you go.
Seinfeld, right? Frogger, that's right. Frogger
Yeah.
was a major part, or at least, maybe not a major part, but it was a technical side point of the episode with George wanting to get his favorite Frogger arcade cabinet home because he has the highest score on it, and he doesn't want it to be deleted when it gets unplugged.
Right.
So essentially, he gets like this very long extension cord, keeping it plugged in the whole time somehow, and just trying to get it across the road to get into his house. And of course, as is with typical George fashion, he screws it up, and the cabinet gets destroyed, just
Yep.
brutalized.
and they may be very prominent in an episode, but it never carries along.
No.
It's never like, oh, there's
Never-
a whole season about this video game.
Yeah, there's never a
No.
canon
It's an
to it.
episode.
It's
Just a filler episode, and it
And
kind of
sometimes-
sucks.
Yeah,
But-
but sometimes it's not even like a good representation, like the World of Warcraft with Big Bang. It's kind of like, oh, these people just sit in their rooms all day and do nothing and eat like trash food. It's like, I mean,
there are
that's
people
not,
that do
I think
that.
South
that is
Park.
some people,
Yeah.
but it's like
Exact same
it's
episode.
not. That's trying to like
Yeah, that
give
sounds
a
really funny.
that's trying to give like a identity to a group of people, and that's not how a lot of gamers are. So it's like you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt.
Right.
And unfortunately, some people don't take it with a grain of salt. And
Yeah.
people who watch these shows that aren't gamers themselves, they'll be like, oh, is my kid like this? Or is this person that I know like this because they play this game? And it might create a negative stigma around the people they know because
Exactly.
of this.
Yeah. So
That's very true.
problem. I was gonna bring it up last time, but they do that in movies sometimes too. Like I remember in Mission Impossible 5, Simon Pegg's character is playing
Oh, yeah, he's
Halo
Yeah.
on like a computer. It's like, oh, it's not like a big part of the movie, but it's sometimes you can be like, oh wow, if you're paying close enough attention, you can like spot things. And I'm sure it's
Right.
like Microsoft is sponsoring this movie, so we're just gonna plug Halo in.
Oh, there's also that movie way like in the past, I think like in the 70s or 80s, where it had like a Commodore or something in it, and that was the
Oh.
only way it got like
Wasn't that
popular.
Vacation?
Yeah,
Vacation.
National Lampoon's.
It,
Yep.
it wasn't
Yeah.
a Commodore. It was
I forget
it was a
what
different
was.
game system, but it
That
was like
failed.
the only. It was a failing game system that got
That got popular only because of that movie.
yeah
Yep.
because it was in it for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, what is that? I want that.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
I
do-
don't want it anymore though.
Yeah, most of the time, I would say if anything video game related comes up, it's either to like sponsor something, like oh, Microsoft paid for part of this episode, so we're gonna play an Xbox One in this episode and just show it for like 20 seconds, so they can get their money's worth.
Or they're used to either bash the game
Gamers,
itself
yeah.
or the gamers.
Unless the creator of the show is
The
a gamer
themselves.
themselves.
Yeah, then it's usually like to glorify it.
I
Maybe.
mean, then you got like, well,
Maybe not glorify it,
you
but
can't
like,
really
yeah.
call it a full-on TV show, but like Video Game High School, created by YouTubers like Freddie Wong and the rest of
Or Code
Horror
Monkeys.
Original. That's a fantastic
It
show.
was so good. I'm so sad.
Rip
it ended.
G4.
Rip
Yeah.
them indeed.
G4
Code
is-
Monkeys was great.
It was
They were going up against
fully
Commodore.
pixelated.
Fantastic.
It was great.
I missed that show.
I
That,
missed
see,
it
that was
so
a
much,
good
too.
video game show. I mean, it wasn't fully about
It was
an actual video game. It's more about the company itself.
yeah, but set in a kind of video game world ish.
Right.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
let's talk about that. Like G4, I think that was like the only TV
Channel.
channel I've ever seen almost devoted to games by
Right.
themselves.
Yeah,
I don't think I've
that's
ever
something
seen
that's
another channel that's focused on games as
I
much
mean,
as
you
G4.
could say that Nick Gas used to be, which had all the Nickelodeon TV
Oh,
shows
yeah.
like
The game
Nick
shows.
Arcade
Yeah.
and Temple, whatchamacallit, Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Legends of the Hidden
Yeah.
Temple.
But
Double
it was
Dare.
it was more centered around like game show games and stuff, and there's only a few shows on there that
Actually had like
like
arcade
Nick
games
Arcade,
and yeah.
where they would just go head to head in an arcade game, which half the time it wasn't even a real arcade game. It was like, oh, they're in the arcade world, look at them. They're probably just running around in a green screen like, whoa, look at me. It's like, oh, he jumped over that snake. It's probably just a log in the middle of the thing that's green. It's like, oh, look at me. It's like, it's not a good representation, but at least they were trying.
Yeah.
Because that was an
Yeah.
old show. Nick Arcade was like in the 80s, and
Yeah.
it was fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun show.
Fun show for kids and adults alike.
Exactly.
So Rip G4. That's basically before I became big on like IGN and stuff. That's what I used for everything. Was
Well,
Attack
everybody
of the
who
Show
was
and
on
X-Play.
G4 went to IGN or Games Radar or Game
and
Informer,
that's like
yeah.
that's the thing. Sometimes they use like old G4 personalities, like Morgan
Adam
Webb.
Sessler and
Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb. They both did the press conference for the Bethesda
Yeah, you're starting to
release.
look like Adam Sessler.
But they both did it, and it's like it kind of gives you that nostalgia thing. Like, oh, I remember watching them on X-Play back in like 2006 or 7.
And
It's
then you
like,
cry because they're not
Yeah.
around anymore.
they don't do anything anymore. It's like, why you do this?
And it's sad, but
Yeah.
that's what happens with the world. Except
Yeah.
I think they're the only channel that I know of that like has just went away because their channel devolved into cops. It's like let's play cops.
Yeah, cops.
9 hours out of the day.
And then it
It's
turned
like,
to the Esquire network, which
oh, is that what turned into Esquire?
yep,
Okay.
was one.
I don't watch Esquire.
I don't
Yeah,
either.
no,
I don't. I don't. Even, I think you have to pay for it. It's like, okay, what's the point?
I
Like,
don't even know what's on Esquire. Is it a movie channel?
no, Esquire is like the men's magazine, so it's like manly shows, like beard groomers.
Okay.
Probably.
2.5 Men.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
You want to move on to music now?
Yeah, let's move on to music.
Yeah, boy.
About references of why do you do this? The next topic on our list is references of video games in music, if we can think of any. I remember
that's hard.
I remember
really
when
is. Probably some Eminem songs where he talks about
I'm sure.
music.
Yeah.
Wild Spaghetti. You know,
there's a one song, I think it's Jump Around, where they reference Sega. Very
Oh, you
rude.
could,
It's a very rude line. Try to play me out like my name was Sega. Behind going out like no punk bitch. It's fucking rude.
Yeah, Biggie. He
Biggie?
talks about Sega Genesis and the Nintendo 64 at one point.
Okay, I didn't know that.
In
Oh,
one of the songs.
also, a pretty recent one. Drake's producer sampling a
Well,
song
he
from.
samples shit from like
Yeah.
every
Drake.
game.
I know.
Yeah. I think that would be the big topic to talk about with music is people don't
sampling
really
games.
mention it, but they sample like music soundtracks
Yeah.
or soundtracks from games in their music to make a beat.
One of the obvious best video games of all time, Sonic 06.
I was just mentioning that.
I know, I was going to come off of
All
that
right,
point.
okay.
So, Sonic 06, first of all, absolute terrible game. Don't listen to my first comment. There's the main song in that game is pretty fantastic, called His World.
I mean, the music in that game in general is
It's like the
fantastic.
best part of the game is the music. And Drake's producer, which is in typical Drake fashion, he always has some sort of video game as his backtrack. It's weird, or it sounds a lot like a video game. His producer for his latest album took the main theme from Sonic 06, slowed it down, and that's like the intro to a song. I mean, one of Drake's other songs has like the beginning of a Donkey Kong 2,
song, yeah.
Donkey Kong Country 2 song in it.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
Hmm.
It's funny to listen to. I mean, it's never mentioned, but
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
That's probably the end of that topic.
That's
Honestly,
true.
I can't think of anything else.
Music's kind of hard to compare to video games, just because. I mean, I guess what you could talk about is like violence in music and video games. Like,
Hey, that's a topic on here.
I'm a
yeah,
cop
is
killer.
it?
Let me pop,
Well, yeah,
pop,
like
pop.
them talking about killing people and doing drugs. Like,
It's
it's the same argument with movies. It's like at least it's just somebody saying they're doing this. It's not you saying it yourself or
Right.
doing it.
Yeah.
It's
Unless
just
you're
someone.
singing along.
Well, unless you're, well, even if you're singing along, doesn't mean you do it.
I mean, yeah, it's the same with games though, where it's like, oh, you do it in a game, but you're not going to
Do it in real
You're
life,
likely not going to
yeah.
do it in real life unless
Right.
you're an actual sociopath.
Exactly.
So it's like, where do we draw the line of like what's acceptable to say in a song and what's acceptable to put in a video game?
I
It's
mean,
like,
look at
Yeah.
books. Books are extremely violent too. I mean,
yeah, no
Yeah,
kidding.
but nobody cares about books.
exactly, because they've been around for so long.
They're a failing
Exactly.
technology.
Look at the Bible. The Bible is full of like.
Written by Stephen
Alright.
King.
That's
that was a good one.
No, but like if you look in the Bible, it's like there's a whole bunch of rape and
Murder,
incest and murder,
racism.
and crucifixion, and it's like everybody has to read the Bible if you're a Christian. Well, I guess it's not like you have to, but
It's like
required
it's,
to become a Christian, you have to
implied.
read the
You have
Bible.
to. It's
it's
implied. Like,
you have
do
to
it.
at least understand the Bible.
Yeah, and then it's like the Quran and the Torah and
Nobody's been crucifying anybody recently that I know of.
whatever the Buddhists read. I don't know.
I
I don't think
the name is
I don't think anyone cares about the Buddhists, but
Wow.
all right.
Okay.
You know, like,
We don't believe in John's political. And,
I don't mean
That's getting
I don't
blurred
mean-
out.
I don't mean it like that. I mean as in like the violence area, because no one really assumes the
These are
Buddhists
peaceful
are
people.
violent,
They're more peaceful. As well, you would.
unless
would
it's
think.
unless it's Islam, and then in which case
Okay, so
Buddhists do not like
Buddhism.
Islamists.
Buddhism, they actually do the whole kill your daughter kind of thing. Like, if you're having a daughter and it's like, a lot of people in India are Buddhists, and they do the whole thing where, even though it's against the law
Yeah.
to abort your
Selective
daughter,
abortion or
they
Oh.
do it like in like
infanticide, yeah.
China.
well, they do it in India very a lot.
A lot.
Well, I thought you were
They
talking
do
like
it.
another
They do it
place.
like hiding, like in alleyways and
Oh.
in their own homes and stuff.
I learned about this in culture anthropology.
I learned about this in religious studies yesterday.
I learned about this never until just now.
There you go. Now
You'll
you learn
learn
something
today.
I just knew about the
Something
Chinese
new
one
every day.
where it's like, oh, you have too many kids, chop them up.
Well,
But
that's
whatever.
like China's law.
Well, I think they got rid of that law anyway. But
I think you can have more.
oh yeah, you can have like one more child or something like
Yeah,
that.
you can have
and
two.
then- Yeah, you can have like 3 children or
I
something
think
like
you
that,
have like two daughters and a son or
or like 2
Or
sons and a
whatever.
daughter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Whatever. Either way, we're getting off topic from the music video.
Yeah.
game.
What does that have to do with video games?
Oh,
But
Bruce Lee's Fight the Dragon. Video games? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know what the hell you're talking
Yeah,
about.
what the
Oh,
fuck?
some bullshit.
either way, fuck. We had one which is like use of video games in music videos and use of popular music in games, but That seems
Well,
to be it.
actually, yeah. When you can actually, there's been video games that have used
Oh, yeah,
music,
true,
like Far
yeah.
Cry 3.
Grand Theft
You're
Auto
burning a marijuana
series.
field, and a Skrillex song starts playing, and it's a well-known Skrillex song. It's kind of like
mean,
I guess it
there's-
could be
like
used
the
as-
whole part in Black Ops 2 in the campaign when you
Yeah.
run into the club and they're playing Skrillex. Like,
I'm pretty sure.
it seems to be a lot of like open world ish games that tend to use a lot of
real
not
songs,
real
yeah.
songs, not like made in house, but like
right.
Grand Theft Auto, the series in general,
Yeah.
using basically
Well,
like
yeah, because you have working radio stations. You're not just gonna make like 700 songs to put in your
I know,
favorite. Like, let's
I'm
just
just
buy
saying.
a bunch of songs and
Yeah.
put them in. It's easier.
And then, like, Fallout, I think, uses
Yeah,
a
they
lot
use
of
real songs. Yep.
Yeah.
But most of those songs, I think, are in Creative Commons now because they're so old.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so.
Because they're at least 60 or 70 years old.
Yeah.
So
I think if you venture away from like open world stuff, though, like Far Cry and Black Ops and stuff, I think part of that's just like this is helped them. This is helping to market the game because this is
Right.
something recognizable in this
Yeah.
game,
right.
and it makes it more recognizable itself.
Also, the
If you-
less open world, the shorter the game is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have less time they need to fill with music.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they're just probably gonna make their own like little
Mix,
soundtracks and like
mixtape.
Peep my mixtape. It's fire, fam.
What was the other one?
The other what?
Music.
Oh, so music, video games and music videos.
Oh,
There's very little of that unless you
yeah.
consider like animated things like let me dance with this pixel character.
Yeah, there was
It's
a.
just some random weird shit.
There, I
sometimes.
think there's more of a commercial, but there was a thing for Shadow the Hedgehog, which was a music video made specifically for it,
Right.
and it
I think it was
is
violent.
yeah, it was violent and nobody fucking cared about it. But
I liked it.
it was the best thing about that game was definitely the CG cutscenes. Those were gorgeous. But either way,
gorgeous.
the commercial or music video was a song from the Shadow the Hedgehog game with a person in a shadow costume dancing along with backup dancers.
That sounds awesome.
It's incredible.
Does that mean it's bad?
No, incredible as
It's
in
incredibly
incredible.
bad.
Okay. No,
If it was like-
incredibly
If it could be
bad.
rated by Rotten Tomatoes, it would be 110.
oh,
Nice.
wow.
Nice.
I'd love to watch that.
It's music videos. That's
Those are
I don't watch a lot of music videos
Yeah.
to begin with, and I don't think they would because
The licensing.
usually, the licensing they usually have to try to they want to keep it as low cost as profile
Yeah.
as possible. So if you're trying to freaking stick, Call of Duty, it's like well, you gotta pay for that.
If you're,
So it's
if you're
like
Skrillex, you want to make the most weirdest,
Yeah,
most
but Skrillex doesn't-
expensive videos like Purple Lamborghini
no, well, yeah, but I'm
Yeah,
sure
Lamborghini.
I'm sure Rick Ross paid for that.
knowledge. You think that
Knowledge.
that yacht in that video is one of theirs?
Maybe, or they just rented it from somebody. Like
Either
let's
way.
use your yacht. Yeah, we're getting off topic
Yeah,
again.
this
There's no
episode.
such thing as being on topic around here.
Yeah, it really isn't.
This
But
episode is sponsored by
everything, literally everything.
Pepsi,
No.
United Airlines.
But the last topic on here is about TV being very violent, but no one really caring about it.
Right.
Compared
I kind
to
of covered
the
that.
games.
in
Yeah,
last
you already care-
episode.
You already fucking
The Walking Dead.
Well,
The
yeah,
Walking
if you look at
Dead,
The Walking Dead.
violent
If
is-
you look at like half
Violent.
half the shows on live television or like NCIS or something like that where there's
Yeah.
a murder, and you're like, oh, let's look at this bloody crime scene and
it's like
look at all this
Scooby Doo
shit.
before adults, essentially.
Exactly. Or you can even look at like
Well, we
Netflix
said-
programming like Masters of Sex. It's a whole show about sex. You got like Breaking Bad, the whole show about making drugs.
Yeah.
They're fantastic shows. Everybody loves them. Well, adults, I should. This is
Yeah.
I mean, teens probably like them too.
Well, yeah, but children.
We don't talk
should
about
watch
that.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't talk about teens.
They're
Supposed
close
to be
enough.
18.
They're close enough. It's okay.
But what was that one show you were talking about earlier? Like before the show, you were talking about how to get away with murder.
Yeah, there's a whole show about how to get away with murder. It's like a class taught by a woman. I mean, I haven't watched the show myself, but it's like she's teaching a class about how to get away with murder so that you can be a better forensic scientist, I think it is. So you understand like the mentality of a murderer. But it's like people could probably
People
take
could
they
manipulate
could take
that.
the knowledge from that show and be like, I'm gonna go kill somebody, learning what I learned off here.
Now, of course, that's definitely if you're a sociopath or if
Exactly.
you belong in a
But-
mental asylum.
But
Just
there's still a possibility.
yeah,
there.
there's still a
It's
possibility. Just like and it's
video
like
games.
yeah, video games, music,
Books.
books.
I mean, what
Jesus.
Catcher in the Jesus told me to.
Catcher in the Rye with the guy who thought,
You're phony.
yeah, you're a phony, and
Was Catcher in the Rye not involved in Columbine as well?
no, I do not believe so. I believe
Oh,
Columbine.
why?
I believe
That book's
Columbine.
not violent
I don't
at
think
all.
any book was referred in Columbine. I think it was
Just Marilyn Manson.
Doom
Manson.
and Marilyn
Oh, yeah.
Manson.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Doom.
And Marilyn Manson was like, "Get off my fucking back."
Well, I didn't do it.
But yeah, like a lot of violent TV shows that everyone likes, even people that don't like video games will generally like them
The
because
Simpsons. Homer strangles
Homer's-
Bart every single episode.
it's true. Homer is an
Oh,
deranged man.
Should not be a parent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
That
better
show's
than
been around for long enough.
yeah. been almost
South Park,
30
Kenny
seasons.
dies every single episode.
Does he? Do they still do that gag or?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah,
Okay.
I think so. I mean, he usually dies in some horribly gruesome way. It's
Yeah.
like, fantastic.
I think
Rob
the-
Schneider is Kenny.
I think the way TV shows try to get away with it though is they try to schedule stuff later at night so kids can't
Yeah,
watch
the more
it.
violent stuff is scheduled later
Whereas
at
like
night.
a kid can be like, "Mom, buy me that game," and if the parent
Or
doesn't
a
know
kid
anything
could be,
about it.
Hey, I'm going to record that on my DVR and then watch it
Well,
later.
Yeah, but they have to know how to do that. They have to know what the show's about. Whereas a game, all my friends are playing it, so it's like, Mom, get me this game. The mom doesn't know anything about the game, super violent, and she doesn't watch it play it. He has access to that now without having to like stay up late to watch it or record it. Like he doesn't have to take time to do it. Whereas in a video game, he just sits down and plays it for like 6 hours, and it's violent, you know.
Right. Well,
So it's harder to get.
as long as you
get to
taught
the
your
TV
child well not to do
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah, well,
just
yeah,
teach your
obviously.
kid- Just teach your kid not to murder or do any of those things. And as long as they have empathy in their brain, then they should be good. They should be
Yeah.
A-okay in life.
Yeah,
Should be-
I think it's just
Unless your
Don't.
kid like actually has like a mental disability,
Then
then
you need to
get them help.
yeah.
Get them help.
Get them actual help.
yeah. Like I said, I think
Save them.
the main reason video games are so picked upon for violence is just because they're a newer form
That's
of
true.
media.
Yeah.
I think
There's things that people don't understand that well, and it's kind of like that situation where generally a lot of the things that happen with video games involving the community of gamers is mainly the negative, because like with
Right.
most everything, the negative is heard more than the positive.
Exactly. Like, you don't hear about, oh, these gamers raised, like, some YouTubers will raise millions of dollars for a charity, but then they'll.
But instead,
People-
you'll hear about fans sending game developers death threats.
That's what I was going to say, like
over-
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
That
or-
game was awful. I didn't like it. People were sending death threats because they kept pushing it back. But I don't want to send a death threat to
Yeah, people were
Sean, what's his face?
Murray,
And
Yeah,
it-
Sean Murray. It's
And
like,
people, Ed Boon, who was making MKX, he was getting death threats sent to his family, his wife and kids, because the MKX wasn't coming out as fast as people wanted.
give me the game now. No, your family will die. It's like,
Oh,
shit.
right, timeout.
calm down.
But it's like-
You just hear the bad more
You hear the bad more than the good, and it's sad.
Which, that's just normal media.
Yeah,
Every
that's-
media is, oh, let's talk about this dude who killed this guy. Oh, these
Well-
people, like, raised money and, like, helped some homeless dude or, like,
Saved
taught
the
this...
Jews?
Yeah, it's-
All right, Allied
Okay.
Forces, 1945.
Band of Brothers.
We saved the Jews. Oh shit, yeah. Atomic bomb.
All right.
That's a good ending point,
Yeah,
right?
perfect.
Atomic bomb. Next time on
Yeah.
Sarin-tip missiles from North Korea.
Oh,
my
God.
God.
Next time on,
We'll just cut that part out.
Yeah.
next time on Moab.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, what?
Yes.
What is Modern Warfare 3?
By the way,
Next time, if there is a next time.
if there is an episode 3, we'll be talking about the media, as in the news versus video games.
Oh,
The
shoot.
news.
Get ready, Fox News. We're coming for your ass.
Bill
Wall Street
O'Reilly.
Journal, you're going down.
CNN,
We love
I don't
you.
know if you do anything with
Probably
video games. Maybe?
No.
I don't know.
After
We
this,
might touch on you.
We might touch you.
touch you.
Get the grundle.
And I think that gives it a wrap for tonight.
Yep.
Goodbye,
See ya.
everybody.